Where are you going to go skiing in Switzerland in December? This is a good question because there's not always enough snow in December in this early part of winter to open all the resorts in Switzerland. So today I am going to tell you exactly where you should book your ski holidays in Switzerland if you're coming in December to have the best chances of good snow so you can have a great time on your holiday with your family and friends. I'm Tanya from Swiss Family Fun, and my family has been living in Zurich, Switzerland since 2005. I have two boys, they are 15 and 12, and they've both learned how to ski and snowboard since we've been living here. And we've been skiing at a lot of different places in Switzerland. So we're going to give you the inside scoop today and tell you what the conditions are usually like in early winter and what you should expect, and then give you some specific examples of where I would recommend going for your ski holidays. Everything we've talked about here, don't worry about writing it down because I have all of it written on our website. I have a post called Where to Ski in Switzerland in December, and I put a link to it in the description below. So go ahead and click that when you're done watching here, and then it'll have links to all of the ski resorts that I mentioned. It'll also have the piste maps so you can see, how they're structured and if they're suitable for your skill level. If you're new here, please subscribe to our channel and click that little notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos with more insider tips for Switzerland. And give this video a like so more people can see it. And now let's get to the details. Before I get to the specific resorts that I recommend, I just wanted to give a little overview of what to expect in December. This is very early in the season. Most resorts don't set their official start date until the middle of December, and even then it really depends on the conditions. So if we get lots of snow early, sometimes a lot of them will open just for the weekends in late November and early December, and then open every day of the week starting the second half of December. But if they don't get snow, then they either won't open or they're only opening the runs that are at the highest elevations at the resorts. So before you go, like if you're doing a day trip out there, this won't help you if you're booking ahead, but I would definitely look at the webcams and see what the coverage is like, and then also look at the interactive live ski maps. They usually have the whole map of the ski piste, and they show you which lifts are open and which runs are open, so you can get an idea of whether it's worth going there that day. So everything I'm going to recommend today is at really high elevation, so you're going to have a much better chance of having good snow, and all these resorts are making snow as well to help build up a good base during the time when it's really cold, but maybe they're not getting enough snow. The most obvious choice for skiing in December is to go on a glacier, because then it doesn't really matter so much if you're getting great fresh snow. And the most obvious choice in Switzerland is Zermatt. They have a glacier at the top where you can ski year round. I mean, in summer it's really more of a novelty, but that means that no matter how bad the conditions are, you're definitely going to have somewhere to ski. But also the entire area of Zermatt is at a pretty high elevation, so you have really good chances that by the middle of December and by the Christmas break that you're going to have probably a lot of that resort open, if not the whole resort open. So this would be my first choice for booking a holiday. However, it's also the most popular and one of the most expensive places to go in Switzerland. I mean, compared to a lot of the resorts in America, it's not nearly as expensive as those places. The accommodations are very expensive, but the lift prices are comparable or not as expensive as a lot of the places in America. But also, I'm doing this video in November, and that's kind of late to be booking a ski holiday. A lot of people here book their holidays a year in advance. So just know that as you're looking for things that there might be a little bit of slim pickings if you're trying to go there. But you can also stay outside of the village of Zermatt. You don't have to stay right in there and to ski there. You could stay at Tesch, which is right at the train. You know that Zermatt is a pedestrian-only village, so you can't actually drive into that village. You have to park your car at Tesch and then take a train in. It's just like 10-15 minutes. So you could stay in that village or one of the other villages down the valley, and then it'll be more affordable, and it's really still convenient because the train goes right into Zermatt. If you're going to Zermatt, it's easily accessible by train from Zurich or from Bern. From Zurich, there's a 3-hour train, and I think you only have to make one connection. It's pretty direct and super easy. From Bern, it's a little bit closer. But it's super, I would definitely take the train and not drive. I mean, you can drive, but then you're gonna have to take one of the car trains on a tunnel because the passes will be closed for snow. So it's just something to consider. I would definitely take the train, and lots of people do that to go skiing. So it's totally normal to be taking your skis and your luggage onto the train and traveling to your ski holiday. You can also send your luggage and equipment ahead of time and pay a little extra fee, so it'll be at your hotel when you arrive. My next recommendation is Saas-Fee, which is in the next mountain over from Zermatt in its own valley. This area also has a glacier. It's at high elevation. It's a nice big resort. I've hiked there, but I haven't skied there, but my really good friend used to go there every single year, and she really loves it. So it's definitely a world-class resort. My friend gave me the name of the Kinder Hotel where she used to go that's really family friendly, so I've linked to that in our post on the website, which I have linked in the description below. So this is definitely on the top of my list, so as soon as we decide to book a holiday, that's one of the places we're going to go. Saas-Fee is also easy to access by train, by public transportation, either from Zurich or from Bern, so this would definitely be my number 2 if I was booking a holiday in Switzerland for December. My next suggestions are in southeast Switzerland in the Graubünden area, and these are still within a day trip distance of Zurich, but they're also great towns to stay for a week long because these resorts are huge. So the first one is Lenzerheide and Arosa. Huge mountain, tons of runs, tons of lifts, a lot of variety, tons of extras for the kids, so they have fun parks and ski jumps and sledding runs. Lots of places where you could, if you're not a skier, that you can do winter walks. They have great restaurants. It's just, again, a world-class resort, higher elevation, and they tend to open earlier than a lot of the other resorts. So this would be another place that I think in December would be a really good choice. My next choice is Davos Klosters. And this is, again, another huge resort with multiple mountains on both sides of the valley. They have places that are more geared towards beginners and for children, and other places that are more advanced. It's just enormous. We skied there for the first time last year and really fell in love. They have these huge, wide open pistes. And one thing I love is that, some resorts, they have these narrow trails, and then if you have really fast skiers that come by zooming past you, it can make you feel really nervous, especially if you're beginning or you're just not that confident. And here at Klosters, just the pistes are so wide that there's plenty of room for all the different types of abilities to be on the slope and not be bothering each other. So I love that about it. So again, this has a really big, there's multiple villages that are along this valley that access different parts of the resort. So you have a lot of variety, and they do have very high elevation. And even if there's not great snow at the bottom, they'll definitely have snow at the top. So this would be, a really, really good pick for December. My next pick is Andermatt in central Switzerland. This is about an hour and a half drive from Zurich and probably about an hour from Lucerne. And you can also take the train directly there. So it's very convenient to access either by car or by public transportation. It's one of the first resorts that tends to open within kind of day trip distance of Zurich and Lucerne. We were just skiing there last weekend. It was the first resort to open in this area in, what was it, the 9th of November. This is quite early. I mean, not the whole resort was open. It was just one run at the top of the mountain. I mean, a very long run. It took us about 20-25 minutes to do the run. And it was a great day. They had really good conditions. But because this one tends to open early, that's why I recommend it. I think almost every winter that we've been here, it's really one of the first ones that opens. They have a nice village and a really huge resort, so there should definitely be something open. Now, the run that we did that was open, the one that usually opens first because it's at the very highest elevation, is definitely an intermediate run. So there's some steep parts, and it wouldn't be the best choice if you are just beginning or if you have kids that just aren't that confident. So I would probably pick one of the other ones, but if you're a good skier, Andermatt's a great choice. And we really liked it, and we can't wait to go again when it opens more of the resort. Now, my last choice is the Jungfrau region. I know that it's super popular, and yes, in full season, like in February, this is a great place to go skiing. But in December, it really wouldn't be my first choice for pre-booking a holiday because it's at a lower elevation than a lot of these other places that I've just mentioned. So that just means that it's more risky and you may not have enough coverage to be skiing there. And then if you're there, it's a little difficult to drive out of that location and access other places that you might get snow at. So I would feel a little nervous booking in that area for early season. I know that on the Schilthorn side that it is very high elevation on the Schilthorn side, and that they tend to open some runs at the very, very top of that early in the season. So if I was going to the Jungfrau region, I would definitely be booking on the Lauterbrunnen side, not on the Grindelwald side, so it would be easier to access the Schilthorn because that's where the highest elevation is. So yeah, it's not my first choice, but if you're just dead set on going to the Jungfrau region, then yeah, go on that Schilthorn side and that'll be your best bet. So I wish you a wonderful ski holiday in December or wherever you go. I hope you come to Switzerland because it is a great place to ski. I have a lot of other choices of where you can ski. All the local resorts that we like that are less expensive, that are less crowded, but amazing views and great snow, usually once you get into the main part of the season like late January and February. So come back to our channel to see some of those. I have a playlist below that has all of our winter posts, and they have a bunch of the ski resorts that we've been to in Switzerland. I hope you found this list helpful. I have all the details for everything I talked about here on our website, so I've linked to that in the description below, and I have links to all these different resorts, and I have the ski maps for all of them and the descriptions of what I talked about here so you can help jog your memory on where you should go. So I'd love for you to put in the comments where you go skiing in December. Have you been to any of these resorts in Switzerland? What did you think about them? I just love to hear your opinion about that. Thanks for watching. Please check out more of our hiking videos here in Switzerland so you can get ideas for your upcoming trip. And we'll see you here next time for more family fun in Switzerland.